Hi, we are Sam's Club, and today we will be presenting on ISO 9000. In October 1946, delegates from 25 countries meeting at the Institute of Civil Engineers in London decided to create a new international organization, of which the object would be to facilitate the international coordination and unification of industrial standards. The new organization, ISO, officially began operations on the 23rd of February 1947. In addition, ISO is the ISO organization is overseen by the General Assembly, which is the ultimate authority of the organization, as the most of the governance functions of ISOs are performed by the Council in accordance with the policies laid down by the member bodies. ISO was born from the union of two organizations. The first was the ISA, which is the International Federation of the National Standardizing Associations, which was established in New York in 1926. And the second organization is the UNSCC, which stands for the United Nations Standards Coordinating Committee, which was established in 1944. ISO is the world's largest standards developing organization. Between 1947 and the present day, ISO has published more than 19,000 international standards, ranging from standards for activities such as agricultural and construction, to mechanical engineering, to medical devices, to the newest information technology developments. The ISO 9000 family of standards represents an international consensus on good quality management practices. It consists of standards and guidelines relating to quality management systems and related supporting standards. ISO provides a set of standards requirements for a quality management system, regardless of what the user organization does, its size, or whether it is a private or public sector. It is the only standard in the family against which organizations can be certified, although certification is not a compulsory requirement of the standard.
The purpose of ISO 9000 series was initially set into place to create a standard to quality management. Organizations certified under ISO 9000 standards are assured to have equal quality. ISO 9000 standards provide a tried and tested framework to process management. There are 3 sections to the ISO series. The purpose of the individual sections of the ISO series provides specifications for the requirements an organization must meet in terms of quality management. This includes different requirements for different types of businesses, example, small enterprises, public utility, and government. And there is flexibility within the manner of implementation for each business. The ISO 9000 is the fundamental and vocabulary section. This provides background information and establishes key term definitions. ISO 9001 is the requirements document, and that provides specific requirements for quality management systems. It states precisely what an organization must do to obtain certification. There's 4 major sections for this part. It includes management responsibility, resource management, product realization, and the measurement, analysis, and improvement. ISO 9004 is the guidelines and performance for performance improvements. This provides guidelines to assist organizations in improving quality management systems beyond minimal requirements of ISO 9001.
ISO 9000 defines quality system standards based on the premise that certain generic characteristics of management practices can be standardized, and that a well-designed, well-implemented, and carefully managed quality system provides confidence that the outputs will meet customer expectations and requirements. Organizations choose to follow ISO 9000 because of the need to control or improve the quality of products and services, to reduce the costs associated with poor quality, or to become more competitive. Organizations choose this path simply because customers expect it or because a governmental body has made it mandatory. Develop a quality management system that meets the requirements specified by ISO 9001. In the course of doing so, you may also wish to consult the ISO 9000 definitions and the ISO 9004 guidelines. Registration and certification. ISO 9000 registration process goes as follows. Document review by registrar of the quality system documents or quality manual. This identifies potential non-compliance in the quality system or the documents. Next is assessment by a team of 2 or 3 auditors of the quality system and documentation. Then prepare job descriptions for people who manage or perform work affecting quality. Lastly, designate a person or team with authority to prevent nonconformities in products.
There are 8 main management principles of ISO 9000. The first one is focusing on your customers. A company must understand the needs, meet requirements, and exceed expectations of their customers. Number 2, provide leadership. A company should establish unity of purpose, set organizational direction, and create an encouraging environment to achieve organizational objectives. Number 3, involve your people. A company should encourage involvement of people at all levels and develop those abilities. Number 4, use a process approach. Companies should use a process approach to manage activities and related resources. Number 5, take a systems approach. Identify interrelated processes and treat them as a system. Use systems approach to manage interrelated processes. Number 6, encourage continual improvement. The ISO series is to make a permanent commitment to continual improvement and performance. Number 7, get the facts before you decide. A company should base decisions on factual analysis of factual information and data. And number 8 is working with your suppliers. Companies should maintain a mutually beneficial relationship with all their suppliers.
Here are the 12 major processes of the ISO 9000 plan. First is the quality management process. Second, the resource management process. Third, training and awareness process. Fourth, product purchasing process. Fifth, design and development process. Sixth, production management process. 7, service provision process. 8, product management process. 9, customer relationship management process. 10, internal quality management audit process. 11, the monitoring and measuring process. And lastly, management review process. And for each process, there's 9 steps, and the steps go as follows. First, develop your process. Second, document your process. Third, implement your process. Fourth, maintain your process. Fifth, monitor your process. Sixth, measure your process. 7, analyze your process. 8, control your process. And lastly, improve your process.
There are some main criticisms of ISO 9000, especially in the 1994 version and there's newer versions that address these criticisms. First of all, reorganizing into ISO 9001 standard creates a logical, compatible structure with the ISO 14001, which is the environmental management standard. Past ISO standards include the ISO 9001, 1994, the ISO 9002, also 94, and ISO 9003, 94. The present ISO standard is now simply ISO 9001, 2000. The new standard is more customer-oriented than the old standard and expects organizations to continuously communicate with customers in measuring and monitoring customer satisfaction. It also emphasizes the need to make improvements, and ISO 9001 requires evaluation of effectiveness and suitability of quality management guidelines to identify and implement systematic improvements. The old standard was less detailed in meeting customer requirements and satisfaction. It did not implicitly expect organizational improvement. There's also some specific criticisms of the ISO 1994 version that this version simply required an organization to have documented verifiable processes in place to ensure consistent production. Poor quality products could be produced under the system of compliance as long as it was done consistently. Many companies did not use old ISO standards to seek improvement. ISO 9000 and 2000 resulted in widespread dissatisfaction of old standard quality, which led to the reorganization of the new standards. And that concludes our presentation. Hope you enjoyed our ISO 9000 presentation. Here is a list of the references we used for this project. And here's the group responsibility for who did what questions. Enjoy!